What are the top 3 most undervalued NFT collections in this space right now? Let's talk about what they are, what their floor price is at, why they're undervalued, and why they're going to be worth way more in the future. Let's get it. GM guys, it's your boy Skirby here. I'm going to talk about the 3 most undervalued NFT collections out right now, and in no particular order, they are Creepz, Cryptoon Goonz, and my Pet Hooligan. I'm going to go ahead and put some timestamps down in the description below, so feel free to hop around. And if you watch this video and it really helps you out, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's really going to help out my new channel. Also, smash that like button. If this video gets 100 likes, I will make an individual video for each one of these collections and have a much more in-depth analysis of each one. Okay, so let's just get right into it. The project I want to talk about first is Creepz. Creepz is an amazing project. Out of the 3 projects I'm going to talk about today, I think Creepz has the most potential to reach the highest floor. So let's just briefly talk about the project. Creepz has multiple different NFT collections within its ecosystem. The main one I'm going to be talking about today in terms of value is the Creepz Genesis, but there's also like shapeshifters, reptilian armories, and so on and so forth. Now with your NFTs, you could stake them and earn a yield on either Lamex or Lumi. Lumi has mostly been phased out, so right now the main token is Lamex. Now with your Lamex, you could do a few different things. So if I go over here and hit staking, this is what I'm staking and this is what I'm yielding per day. With the Lamex, you could apply for a raffle for different whitelist projects, which is really cool. But the main thing you could do with your Lamex right now is something called the ID creation. ID stands for Interdimensional Lizard, so it's a new NFT drop that they're coming out with. What you do is you spend your Lamex and you grow your lizard until it's full grown, and once it is, then you have all these different packs, and you could purchase these packs for Lamex and they will randomly generate a certain trait for you, each with its own individual rarity. All this stuff is so cool. What the devs did here is this is a complete unique experience. I could spend 30 minutes alone just talking about this, but I won't unless you hit that like button, so please do that, and then maybe I'll make that video for you. So let's look forward at the roadmap. And actually, if we look at season 1, the amazing thing here is that they did everything they said they were going to do when they said they were going to do it. So in February, we did the mystery boxes. In March, we saw the giveaways, and they were amazing giveaways, by the way. We saw all this, right? We're in season 2, and now we're at this crossbreeding area here. They said it's going to come out in April, May. We don't know much about the crossbreeding. We do know that we are going to be able to breed our NFT with another NFT collection. Which collection and more details, I don't know. But it's in April and May. It's early May now, so this should be coming any minute now, and I'm excited about that. We got NFT NYC. That's coming in June, late June. The Creepz, they were not at NFT LA. They were not at South by, but they did say that they'll have a big presence at NFT NYC, and NFT NYC is supposed to be really big. So, you know, other projects, they've done airdrops, they've done special announcements. I don't know what Creepz is going to do, but I imagine, you know, they'd probably be saving something really special for that event. So if I would say if you guys wanted to get into Creepz, I would definitely get in before NFT NYC. We also got the PvP game coming. We got events, 3D drop, the interdimensional lizards are coming, and then they're going to get into like a fashion brand, a fashion event. Season 4 has something about launching into space. I don't know what that's about, but one last thing I do want to show you guys is that Creepz have partnered with a management company called 360. So if we go to their website, 360.com, and we take a look at their client list, I mean, we got some big names here. Calvin Harris, Cesar Millan. Here they're the Creepz, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jaden Smith, Jason Statham, Will Smith, Willow Smith. Yeah, so these are really big names. They're going to be very connected to all these clients on here because they're all under the same management company. So while the Creepz haven't really said anything, I do have a suspicion that we will be seeing some collaborations from the Creepz and some of the other clients that are managed by 360. Now that you guys know why I'm so bullish on this project, let's talk real quick. Let's take a step back and look at why I think it's undervalued. So the project minted in January. It pumped all the way up to 80th, mainly because of influencers talking about passive income, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. That wasn't the case. The price of Lumi shouldn't have been that high, and it dropped, so did the NFT. It dropped all the way down to about, I think the floor is at 1.13 ETH right now. I think it dropped this far due to all that FUD, due to all the like, oh, all this passive income, but it's not going to happen anymore. And then you have all these people FUDing and getting upset at the project because they bought all the way up here when it shouldn't have been that high. Now that it's down to 1 ETH, I think this is a good price to get into. It's a decent entry point considering how much the devs have done, how much they've come through on, the level of execution, plus what's coming up in their roadmap. I think this project is primed to get into now, and we could see in the next couple months that this project will go up in price. How far it's going to go in price, I have no idea. I hope it gets up to 5 ETH, 10 ETH, and I think it has that potential. Will it? I don't know. We're going to see in the next few months. But in terms of a dev team and just a team in general, this team is top tier. So I'm looking for really, really big things from the Creepz coming up. The next project I want to talk about is Cryptoon Goonz. They are one of my favorite projects in this space. I'm actually wearing their t-shirt right now. I really, really like this project. I love the artwork. I love the team. I love everything about this project. Now let's just right off the bat talk about why I think this project is undervalued. The main reasons why I think this project is undervalued is that there just has never been this crazy amount of hype behind the project. I think it's really easy for projects to fall in love with hype. I think it's really easy for people to fall in love with the hype of a project. The thing about hype is that it just creates all these unrealistic expectations. You have holders wanting something right away. You have the team that feels pressure, or maybe they try and put out, version 2 right away to get more money. It becomes really volatile, and some of these collections do well, but a lot of times I see these collections have a really volatile floor. Now, when we've looked at the Cryptoon Goonz, I feel like they've done it the right way. I feel like they've done everything slow and steady, and I mean that in a good way. I feel like they've always been working on something. They've looked towards the future. They haven't fallen into the hype, and they trusted their process. And slowly we've seen them actually since November come out with a lot of really, really cool things. But because they've done everything kind of slow and steady, because they've been moving silently behind the scenes, maybe the lack of hype kind of hurt them, and not a lot of people, or not enough people, know about this project and know about all the amazing things that they've been doing. But if you ask the community, we know, because we're the holders, and this team is super transparent. The team talks about things that they've done, what they're doing now, what they're doing in the future, what's to come. They've let us know what they're doing every bit of the way, and I think it's only a matter of time before the rest of the NFT community catches up. So let's talk about some things that they've done. Soon after their mint, what they did was they expanded their team. So while a lot of projects are talking about, the next drop or putting money into like these events and all this stuff, the Goonz are setting themselves up for the future by hiring a great team. So they've been hiring animators, community managers. They're doing so much for their core. That way they could provide more value down the road in the future. But they have also done IRL events. They were at South by Southwest. They were at Supermint. They're going to be at NFT NYC. They have a very big presence, and at these events, they're really like looking out for their holders and giving them experiences, open bar, giveaways, prizes, contests. They're just doing a lot of things to really connect the community. Actually, for NFT NYC, they recently had a giveaway contest, and they awarded 5 people who submitted a video to them on why they're a super fan. They're paying for their flight and hotel, $3,000 worth for each of those people to go to NYC. So, I mean, they're really building their strong community. For a project that minted back in November, I haven't seen another community this close and this tight knit, and their Discord still talks. Like, the Goonz community is just super strong, and that's because this team has done such a great job with not only providing value within the project, but allowing the community to have opportunities to strengthen and grow. The main thing that they have done, which makes me extremely bullish, is their streetwear collection. Sean is an amazing artist. He knows the space well. He puts out some fire merch. Drewby, who's a part of the team, he has connections in the printing industry, so they could get things printed at a really good price. Drewby also has connections, and they got those connections got them into Urban Outfitters. Okay, this is a huge retail store, 220 locations across the United States. this is enough to be extremely bullish on the project. This is enough to, I feel like, kick this NFT project into, you know, 1 ETH plus, 2 ETH plus. I have no idea how this thing is only at 0.3. Knowing what they have in store with Urban Outfitters to actually be a legit streetwear brand and to kind of blur the lines between, you know, digital NFT space and actual IRL, like physical items, that cash flow that they would be getting from this, I mean, I don't know how this thing is at 0.3. The cash flow they get from that, I know that they're just going to put back into this project, and it's going to just benefit all the holders. So this alone is why I think this is one of the most undervalued projects in the NFT space. Now I got a couple more things I want to talk about. I told you, like, these guys be doing things, okay? They recently got an other side deed, and so who knows what they're gonna do with that. They just announced it, they just told their community, but like, that's gonna be a cool thing because, you know, everyone I think is gonna want to be on the other side meta. I think that is gonna be the metaverse that you're gonna want to be in, and we got a deed there, so that's cool. The last thing I want to talk about is they're coming out with something called Portal Goonz. So the Portal Goonz are going to be their version 2, but it's not exactly a new collection. So for example, we had Alien Friends. It was a 10,000K collection, and it was at about a 1.8 floor, I think. Then they came out with Alien Friends Evolution, another 10K collection. I think that diluted the market because now they have 20,000 NFTs, and everyone in their community want to be a part of both, and so the dilution happened, and then the floor dropped, and I think Alien Friends is now at 0.8, Alien Friends Evolution is at 0.1. With Portal Goonz, it's not a new collection. We're gonna send our original goons through some kind of portal, and they're gonna have new traits. We don't know what they're gonna be, but it's not a new collection, so it doesn't get diluted. I don't really understand it myself, but it sounds really cool. And you know, Jesse, he's a really, really good dev, also a really good guy. Actually, the entire Goonz team, they're all good people, smart people, really bullish on just them as people and as owners for this collection. So I'm looking really forward to this. This is gonna drop May 26th. So again, the timing, I think if you want to get into the Goonz project, I would get in now before the portal opens and before NFT NYC, where they're going to be doing a lot of cool things there, and I think they're going to be announcing a lot of things for the Urban Outfitters collaboration. So get in now before May 26th. All right, so the final project that I want to talk about today is My Pet Hooligan. This is a project that I was bullish on from the very, very beginning. I just love the artwork. I love how the team put out their animations in the beginning. Their hype video in the beginning just caught my eye. It was just so cool, so well done. And it was something that I haven't seen yet in the NFT space in terms of like an animation and a short. They were kind of like the first ones I've seen that did it that nicely, and got me super hyped. So as you can see, you know, the artwork is really, really cool. They got different poses. All the traits I think are super awesome. I think it's all around like a really nice looking project. In terms of the floor, the price is at, you know, actually the price has been steadily at 1.25 ETH for months. And I'm literally filming the last few parts of this video. Woke up this morning and I see that it's at 0.86, and it's been at 1.25 the last few days, and like I said, the last few months. So why it's at 0.86, I'm assuming it's, you know, we've been in that bear market and some people are trying to get liquidity, so in the last few days that they've you know, ended up selling. But you know, we have about 7 NFTs here that are below 1 ETH. I think these are all incredibly good value. I thought this project was really good value at 1.25, and now to wake up and see we have some at 0.86, I mean, I might buy some of these after this video, you know. But yeah, you see here the floor, it's been at about 1.2 pretty consistently. So yeah, I think it's great value right now. Might be a good idea to pick some of these up. Another reason why I'm just really, really hyped on this project, the main reason actually, is the team. Every project I've talked about, I've mentioned that the team is really, really good. I think if you don't have a good team, it doesn't matter if you sell out, it doesn't matter what you do, how much you sold, how much of the NFTs are moving recently. I think if there's not a good team behind the entire project, that project is going to have issues down the road. And vice versa, or likewise I should say, is if you have a good team, the long-term outcome of this project or of that project, it's going to be way better. It's just the team is what is going to bring longevity to the NFT project. So let's just go down the list here. We got Colin Brady, Chief Creative Officer and Chief Technology Officer. He's a Pixar alumni. I think he's also worked for Lucasfilm. He's worked on movies like Toy Story, Bugs Life, Toy Story 2, Game of Thrones, and Hugo. These are huge films. Everyone knows Toy Story, Bugs Life, Game of Thrones, right? He's directed animation for Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Ang Lee, John Lasseter, Martin Scorsese. These are the biggest names in Hollywood, and he's worked with them. And you can see the quality of work. In the trailer that I showed you. I'm going to show you some more films that are going to be in the background as I talk, and you're going to see how exceptional the quality of these videos are and this animation. It's unlike any I've seen before in the NFT space, except for maybe the Bored Ape Yacht Club when they released their Other Side meta, like when we saw the caliber of animation they done there. But for a smaller project like this to be producing this quality of work is pretty amazing. Let's see, we got Kevin Mack, just going down the list real quick, working with Unreal Engine, video game developer. Everyone here will have a resume. And real quick on top of this, there are some other names to mention. I don't think they're a part of the core team, but I think they are part of the team in some way. I'm not sure on this, but there's some other people here that aren't on this list that are really big contributors. Kevin Johnson, it looks like he was involved with films like Iron Giant, Astro Boy, Alvin and the Chipmunks. And then we have John McDonald, and he's the director of their upcoming original film for Netflix. I don't know where My Pet Hooligan fits within that. I did hear Colin, I think it was Colin, mention that My Pet Hooligan will make some kind of appearance on this original film, but what this film is about, I don't really know too much about it. What I do know is that this team is very, very connected. I mean, we're talking Pixar, Lucasfilms. These are multi-million-dollar companies, huge companies, Netflix, right? So they say your network is your net worth. And if that's the case, then the net worth of this project is like, man, it should be way more than one ETH, right? The connections these guys have, I'm just super bullish on what they could bring to the table. Here's what's coming up for My Pet Hooligan and why I think you should get into My Pet Hooligan now. Okay, so they have the P2E game. It was created with the Unreal Engine, I believe. It's a metaverse game, and it is called The Rabbit Hole. The alpha for The Rabbit Hole comes out in May, so it should be coming out any day now. I don't know exactly when, but it should be soon. Now, the season 1 for this game, I'm assuming the finished game, is set for Q4, so sometime at the end of this year. They also have a Carrot utility token set to launch, and I think the good thing about that is that it'll have a lot of utility to be used within their gaming ecosystem, obviously. And then they have an in-game marketplace for coming out Q4, so that's where the token's going to be used, I'm assuming, for like skins or perks or whatever for your character. And I think you'll be able to use your NFT to play in the game. So I think this is what a lot of NFT collections talk about that they want to do, but My Pet Hooligan is actually doing it. And so, like I said, when this game comes out, I think the floor price is going to rise. I do believe some of that is going to depend on how good the game is, but I think they are going to come through with a pretty good game that we're going to be able to play and use our NFTs, and it's going to be a really cool experience for all the holders. So those are my 3 projects that I think have a lot of potential in the NFT space. Creepz, Cryptoon Goonz, My Pet Hooligan. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just my own opinion. But I would say, at the very least, I want you to go into the Discord, do your research, do your due diligence. Find out which of these projects you want to invest in. And if you feel like everything I've said resonates and you see the same potential as I do, then pick one up and let me know how it goes. Maybe we'll revisit this prediction 2 months from now and make another follow-up video. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.